Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my dramatic reading of The Ghost and Molly McGee First Day Frights. I thought this was canceled like 2 weeks ago because people's pre-orders were like being canceled. I don't know why that slipped my mind, but yeah, I guess this is a thing now. I don't know why anybody bought it because it's just an adaptation of the first episode, which is something you can literally sit down on your couch and watch whenever the heck you want. So, okay, let's get this over with. Here we go. What comes first? Okay. I see. The Ghost and Molly McGee, First Day Frights. Adapted by Alexa Young. Based on the episode by Bill Motz and Bob Roth. Scratch sunk into his luxurious dollhouse bubble bath. It was the only place he could go to be alone, blissfully alone. I'm just a puffy bunch of bubbles, he sighed. But before total relaxation could kick in, Molly shouted his name. If only Scratch hadn't vowed to haunt Molly for all of eternity. Now, whenever she called, there he was. She was thrilled to have a new ghost best friend, so his curse totally backfired. Eek! Turn around, Scratch said, trying to cover up with a towel. What's so urgent that you ripped me away from my me time? I'm afraid, Molly confessed. Yes, Scratch smiled to himself. At last, the girl feared something. Be specific, please, he commanded. I know you said you're really popular in the ghost world. Yes I am, Scratch lied. I knew it, Molly said, pacing nervously. So you probably can't relate, but today is the first day of school, which is super important in a new town. I mean, our family moves a lot. Do you realize one teensy-weensy mistake could turn me into a social outcast forever? The possibilities made Scratch's cold heart sore. You'd be ruined. Exactly, Molly replied. Scratch grinned and muttered under his breath. Then the curse would be broken, and I'd have this whole house back to myself. But then Molly perked up. Actually, now that I'm talking with you about it, I hear how ridiculous my fears sound. Oh, I don't think it's ridiculous, Scratch said, desperate to reinforce her insecurities. It's gonna be fine, she continued. I love making people happy, so I'm bound to make tons of friends. Not on my watch, Scratch bellowed, puffing up and flying into a ghostly rage. This will be the worst day in the history of first days. Ha! Molly giggled and squished Scratch back down to his usual size. Nice try, Scratchy, but I've already re-energized my positivity. Thanks for being a soundboard. Bye. She bothers me, he said with a sigh. Wow, both of our kids in middle school, Molly's dad said as he fought back tears and tried to take a photo. They grow up so fast. Next it'll be college, then a career, then grandkids. Oh my gosh, I'm going to be a grandpa. Molly's dad handed the phone to his wife. Here, you do it. Okay. Molly's mom took charge. Big smiles. Who's ready for a fantastic school year with minimal trips to the principal's office? Me, Molly cheered. You see, the joke is that Molly's brother went to the principal's office in an episode. That's the joke in case you didn't get it. All right, you two have fun, Molly's mom said. You know I will, Molly practically sang, not realizing Scratch had a plan to guarantee she most definitely would not. Molly stood by her teacher at the front of the classroom, all too familiar with these new kid introductions. Would you like to tell us about yourself? Her teacher asked. I sure would. If you know only one thing about me, it's that before Molly could finish, Scratch tosses a glob of ectoplasm under her shoe, sending her sliding around the room. Finally, Molly spun back to the front of the room and completed a perfect... How's that pronounced? Hold up.
pirouette,
Pirouette.
pirouette,
Pirouette.
pirouette,
Pirouette.
pirouette.
Okay, I think I got it. Finally, Molly spun back to the front of the room and completed a perfect pirouette. I like to dance, Molly concluded. Scratch sulked as the class erupted into applause, with one girl continuing to slowly clap even after the rest had stopped. Brava! I'm Andre. Hey guys, it's me, Andre from Game Explain. I'm Andrea Davenport, she said, pronouncing her first name Andrea. Social influencer, future disruptor, Brighton Middle School official goodwill ambassador. It's a lot, I know, but I'd be honored if you joined my I'd be honored if you joined me on stage this afternoon at the new school year assembly. Wow, thanks. That would be incredible, Andrea. As soon as Molly said the girl's name, everybody, including the class gerbil, recoiled in horror. It's actually Andrea, the girl snapped. Isn't that what I said? Molly replied. No, you said Andrea. Molly frowned. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, honey, it's fine, Andrea said in her best goodwill ambassador voice. It's your first day. Forgive and forget. Wow, thank you, Andrea, Molly replied, but then panicked. Oh, crud, is it Andrea? Or, wait, which vowel is it? E-A-E-I-O-U? As Molly struggled, Andrea's head nearly exploded. Finally, the teacher intervened. Maybe you should take a seat, she said to Molly, then added under her breath, before you make things even worse. Psst, said the student next to Molly. The girl proceeded to share a quick story about someone named Libby. She was bright-eyed and full of promise, until one day she called Andrea, and from that moment on, she was an outcast. Molly gulped. What happened to her? She's me. I'm Libby. She quickly realized that she shouldn't be talking to this outcast 2.0 and turned her attention to the front of the classroom. Looking good, Andrea, she called out. Wow, Scratch said, slithering up to Molly. It appears this day is already ruined. He urged her to go home and start packing. Oh, come on, Molly whispered. I have the whole day. I'm bound to at least make one friend. But no matter what she tried, from offering kids cupcakes, hey, yo! to clobbering the competition at dodgeball, Andrea and Scratch were there to make sure nobody would give Molly another chance. Hiding out in the school bathroom, Molly tried to pull herself together while Scratch gloated. You've ruined things way more than I ever could have, he said, chortling. I can still turn it around, Molly insisted. Nah, this day like you is over. But there's still the assembly, she pointed out. And what do you think is going to happen? A miracle? It's done, Moll. You have no future in this school, or in this town. You're right, Molly finally agreed. Today's been a disaster. Things can't get any worse. Meaning they can only get better. What? Scratch demanded. I was wrong, Molly explained. It's not all about the first day. It's about every day. I'll just keep being who I am, and eventually someone will be my friend. Scratch felt sick. You got inspirational. In a bathroom. Yeah, it's my superpower. I can do it anywhere, Molly smiled. I even did it at a funeral once. Scratch exploded with such rage that neither he nor Molly realized Andrea had walked into the bathroom until Andrea saw Scratch and collapsed into Molly's arms. Oh no, Molly gasped. Wake up, Andrea. Andrea, Scratch said, correcting her. Whatever, help me get her in that cot. I've got to take her to the nurse's office. That lady has nothing but bandages, Scratch exclaimed. Molly burst out of the bathroom, steering Andrea through every hall and down every stairway. Scratch laughed with glee as he flung open a door labeled stage, and Molly and the cot flew through the doorway. Andrea was ejected from the cot and fell onto the floor with a thud. I can fix this, Molly insisted, picking up Andrea and dragging her towards an exit. I just have to get her to the nurse. Great idea, Scratch said, tugging on a nearby rope. A set of curtains parted, and Molly discovered she was standing in front of the entire student body as they waited for the new school year assembly to begin. It's Molly McGee, someone gasped. What's she doing up there with Andrea? It's not what it looks like, Molly replied weakly while Scratch laughed to himself and said a giddily, bye-bye. She's the worst of the worst, someone chimed in. Hearing those words, Scratch shivered. He remembered all the times the popular ghosts had said that about him. A blue light surrounded Andrea. Molly realized that Scratch had taken over her body. A possessed Andrea declared she no longer cared how people pronounce her name. It's all good. Get creative, she insisted. But now I want to get serious, because there's a girl out there having a really rough day, and I think it's kind of my fault. She doesn't deserve to be treated like the worst of the worst. So please, on my behalf, give a great middle school cheer for Libby. She's okay now. I decree it. Huh? Molly was stunned. How could Scratch defend Libby and not her? But then he added, also Molly McGee isn't that bad either. Cut her some slack, you animals. The auditorium erupted into a chorus. We love you, Andrea! As the real Andrea regained consciousness, she demanded to know why everyone was mispronouncing her name. But it was too late. Molly had been saved, and it was all thanks to Scratch. So, Molly said to Scratch as they headed out of the school, you were wrong. I ended the day with a lot of friends. And you think that's a good thing? Scratch smirked. But you were also right, Molly added, because this day would have been a disaster if it weren't for my very best friend ever. Who, me? Scratch said. Oh no, I am not your friend. Then why'd you save my first day? Molly asked. Because otherwise, you'd be heading to jail and you'd drag me along. You can't deny it. We're friends, my dude, Molly said with a giggle. More than that, we're best friends. Besties. Scratch shook his head in disgust. Oh no, I do not have besties. You love me, Molly declared. Admit it. You and me, Scratch. Best friends forever. There's an epilogue. Son of a. Okay. School can be scary. Oh no, wait, no, that's that's the synopsis.